This tutorial will show you how to assess a student submission. To review a student submission, click on the module you wish to review. This section of the student portfolio will only show lessons the student has attempted. In other words, if a student has not submitted a learning check for a lesson, it will not appear on this screen. Toward the top of the box, you will see how much of the module the student has completed, the date of the last submission, and the number of activities waiting for your review. The headings of the table are labeled Activity, showing the name of the activity, Date of Submission, letting you know when the student submitted the lesson, the status of the lesson, which could be one of the following: Completed, meaning the student has submitted the lesson and you have approved it. Submitted, meaning the student has submitted the lesson but you have not reviewed it. Resubmit, meaning you have reviewed the lesson but have determined the student needs to complete it again. Locked, meaning the student has attempted the learning check the maximum number of times, which is 3. The student will be unable to attempt any more learning checks on this lesson until you have reviewed the lesson and marked it as either completed or resubmit. In progress, meaning the student is currently working on the submission. Finally, completed in R, which means the lesson was completed by the student with a score above 70%, and the system automatically marked the lesson as completed. The next column shows the score of the lesson as graded by the system. The final column shows the history of the lesson. The statuses in this section are as follows. To-do status shows when the student was first assigned the module. In progress status shows when the student first attempted the lesson. Submitted status shows when the student first submitted the learning check for your review. If the student attempted a retake of the learning check, it will be shown with the status of restarted. If the student has reached the limit of 3 retakes, the system will show you when the student was locked from attempting any more learning checks by the status locked. And finally, you will see the status completed once you have reviewed the lesson and marked it as completed. To grade a student submission, look for the status submitted and click on the name of the lesson. At the top of the page that appears, you will see what the student scored based on the grade provided by iPathways. You will see a copy of the question asked, the student's answer, and the correct answer. If you scroll to the bottom of the page, you will have the following options. You can update the status of the lesson to resubmit if the student's submission was not up to expectations, or to completed if the student completed the lesson with a high enough score. You can also override the grade given by iPathways in the current score field. Finally, you can leave comments for the student in the comments field. Once you have finished with the student's submission, click on the Submit button. If you need any additional help on navigating the system, please contact the help desk at 866-250-5494 or email at support@i-pathways.org. Thank you for taking the time to view this video.